Hey Geeks, welcome back to the Geeksider Show. My name is Josh.
And I'm Anna.
And in this video we're reviewing Game of Thrones Season 7, Episode 2, titled Stormborn.
And if you haven't seen this episode yet and you want to avoid any spoilers, you're going to want to skip this video and come back later because everything we say from this point forward is going to be a spoiler.
Alright, given the title of this episode, just like the premiere, I thought Daenerys was going to be in this episode way more than she was.
No, she wasn't in a lot more than she was
sure.
Previous episode, which was so nice. I love Daenerys episodes.
So, the first thing I want to talk about for this video is Daenerys and her interaction with Lady Elena after the strategic meeting. Tyrion had given Daenerys some great advice about not using the Unsullied and the Dothraki to lay siege to King's Landing. Use them to take over Casterly Rock and use Westerosi soldiers to lay siege to King's Landing. And then, like, right after that, Lady Elena basically told Daenerys to ignore whatever Tyrion says.
Yeah, and, like, it just, it was really frustrating because, Daenerys doesn't always listen to Tyrion. She is her own woman, and when he gives her bad advice or advice she does not agree with, she doesn't follow it. But his advice this time is good. If they go to war, they're going to obliterate everything, burn everything down, especially with her dragons, and then she's going to have a kingdom of just land and ash without any people, any subjects, any prospects. And who wants to rule that? Like, that's nothing. That's something the Mad King would do.
I don't know what Lady Elena's playing at, but it definitely doesn't seem like she has Daenerys' best interests in mind.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's going on there, but Daenerys did really seem to soak up everything Lady Elena was saying, which makes me nervous.
But she also made sure to point out to Lady Elena that she was aware that there was no love for her and only hatred for Cersei that made her join her team. So hopefully there's that information in the back of her mind whenever Lady Elena gives her any advice.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to be on the lookout for another scheme from Lady Elena, because she, of course, was behind the murder of Joffrey, which everybody cheers. Yes. But she's not exactly trustworthy.
No, she's not.
So, I don't know, I'm real nervous about this, because Daenerys really did seem to absorb what she was saying. And hopefully she doesn't take that piece of advice to heart, because Tyrion is 100% right about what he said. If she uses foreigners to sack King's Landing and her dragons to burn it to the ground, she's not going to win the hearts and minds of anybody.
Yeah, no.
Moving on to Sam. I think Sam might have been my favorite part of this episode. Like the scene where he's performing surgery, the grayscale surgery on Jorah. Oh my gosh, I was just kind of cringing the whole time and just, like it makes me hurt now even thinking about it. But it was awesome.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Sam is flaunting every rule at the Citadel, basically, and eventually he's going to get busted and thrown out.
Yeah.
So hopefully he's a little more, I don't know, careful about what he's doing, because he's already taken books from like the Forbidden section or whatever, and now he's performed a surgery that one of his masters has told him specifically not to do. And it's not like they're not going to notice.
Yeah.
He's going to get busted on the surgery thing, definitely.
Yeah, they're going to find out, like, the next day that he did the surgery. So, yeah, that's...
And this is apparently a very risky surgery for the person performing the surgery. So look out for Sam to get grayscale.
Yeah. No, he can't get grayscale.
He's Sam.
Yeah, Sam, he can't. But he knows the cure, so... Like, maybe he can perform it on himself or have somebody help him.
Oh my
I don't
gosh.
think Sam could do it on himself. Moving on to Arya. She's on her way to King's Landing, but she stops for some grub from Hot Pie and finds out that Jon's king of the North and promptly decides to change directions, of course, because she needs to reunite with her family. And, such a heartbreaking scene with Nymeria and... Yeah, I so wanted the wolf to go with her. she doesn't, but I don't think it's the end of Nymeria.
No.
I think, like, even though she's sticking with her pack, I feel like her and her pack are going to escort Arya back to Winterfell and make sure she gets there.
So a lot of stuff happened, and the result of which is Jon Snow agreeing to go to Dragonstone and meet Daenerys. Sam sent him a letter saying, hey, there's a mountain of dragon glass at Dragonstone. Maybe see about getting that stuff. Melisandre went to Dragonstone to tell Daenerys about Jon Snow, and then they both, Daenerys and Sam, sent Jon ravens. So I think if he had just gotten one from Daenerys, I don't think he would have gone.
I don't think so either.
But I think knowing that there is dragon glass at Dragonstone, I think that's what cinched it.
Yeah, it's definitely the combination of the two. But I'm super, super excited for Daenerys and Jon to meet, and I hope Jon gets to meet the dragons. Oh my god, because he's totally a Targaryen.
Which brings me to Sansa. Sansa, again, undermining Jon Snow in front of his subjects. And yeah, it was a big debate in the hall, and Sansa was just participating in the debate, but it's how she went about it. She says, you're abandoning your people. I'm like, that language in particular is really bad, and it makes Jon Snow look really bad. And she really needs to get a handle on herself and realize that words have consequences.
Yeah, and I kind of understand her character. Like, she's strong and she wants to make sure that her voice is heard and that she's not just disregarded because she's a woman. Mm-hmm. However, Jon's hold on the North is pretty tenuous. It's not like he's got this firm grip. It's not like he's Ned. Now, he's doing a great job of diffusing the situation every time, because after her saying that she's abandoning the North, he then promptly puts her in charge while he's gone, and in case something happens to him, reminding everybody that he is not the only Stark.
Hopefully she doesn't lean on Littlefinger for advice while he's gone.
Oh god.
The final thing for this video, Yara's fleet was ambushed by Euron's fleet. I don't know how much of her fleet was destroyed. It seemed like it was all of it.
Yeah.
And the sand snakes are dead. That whole scene, the sequence was really dark. So at points, it was hard to tell what was going on. I don't mean, it was figuratively dark. It was also literally dark. So there's a lot of times it's like, I don't know who that person is who just got killed. There was a lot of that in that scene. I wish it had been lit a little better so I could see better what was going on. I think Yara's alive. I think she was just captured, but I'm not positive on that. Yeah,
that same. Like, we didn't see her die, but, you know, that scene was so dark. She could have been dead somewhere in a scene, you know, in one of the scenes after her capture, that we just didn't catch because it was so dark.
Yeah. And it looked like the sand snakes were like mounted on the bow of the ship as it sailed away and Theon watched. I don't know if Yara was mounted on there with them. She might have been. I couldn't see. I could make out a sand snake or two.
Yeah.
So I really couldn't tell exactly what he was looking at.
Yeah.
But oh my gosh, I mean, so it seems like that's basically all of Yara's fleet, which means Daenerys no longer has a navy.
Yeah, and unless Dorne is going to march up to Westeros, she doesn't have the Dornish army to siege King's Landing.
Which means Tyrion's advice might be out the window anyway.
Yeah, she might have to send them. But we also have Jon coming in, so you know, we never know.
The more pressing need is definitely the threat from the north with the White Walkers.
Yeah.
So if they're smart, they'll agree to take care of that first, and then march south and take King's Landing. Now, so much stuff going on, and this is an abbreviated season, so the story's moving really fast.
Yes.
So I'm really enjoying this. Tune in to Enchantment of Eternity tomorrow night. That's Tuesday, July 25th at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. We're doing a live discussion with Enchantment of Eternity, and I think Acton Tomko is going to be there as well. So tune in to that. I think that's all we have for this video. If you have anything to add, let us know down in the comments. Also, if you enjoyed this video, you can tell us by dropping a like on it. Subscribe if you haven't already, and help us grow our channel by sharing this video on social media.
And thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.